Okay, good day. Under differential calculus, I will discuss the introduction of differential calculus. First, we have the function. Okay, so function, it's a relation between two terms called variables. So, ano ba yung mga tinatawag nating variables? We have the x, y, and z, di ba? Denoted by that using the end of alphabets. We have this, the variables. Okay, and we have A, B, and C denoted as A, B, C. We have the constant using the first digit of the alphabets, di ba? So, ano ba example natin of function? So, function is, sabi nga, relation between two terms called variables. So, will consist of variables. Okay? Example is y equals ax plus b. Okay? Y equals ax plus b. So we have the x and y variable, and then the a and b are constants. So as we can see to the function, we have y. Y is the dependent variable. Okay, and x is the independent variable. So bakit sinabi natin independent variable at dependent variable yung y? Kasi kung makikita niyo yung equation, y is equal to ax plus b. So, nakadepende yung value ng y sa magiging value ng independent na x. Okay? Depende siya sa given value ng x. So, ang isang example pa natin ng function, kumbaga, meron tayong area of a circle, di ba? Pi r squared, di ba? Area equals pi r squared. Area of a circle. So, ang dependent variable natin dito is the area. Okay? So, ang independent variable natin is radius. Kasi, nakadepende yung area ng circle sa value ng radius. So, ayun. Ngayon, yun yung example natin ng function. So, ngayon, meron tayong classification of function. Okay? So, una, meron tayong algebraic expression. Algebraic functions. So, ano bang algebraic function? By the meaning, operations involved in the function are combinations of the six fundamental algebraic expression. That includes evolution, the process of taking nth root of a number, and involution, the operation of raising a number to a power. Okay, yun yung algebraic expression. So, yun na, pag present yung six fundamental algebraic expressions natin, so, masasabi natin siya na algebraic function. So, ang pangalawa naman is transcendental. Okay? Functions are trigonometric or inverse trigonometric functions, exponential, and logarithmic. So, sobrang bilis lang natin mapapansin na makaklasify ang function kasi syempre unang-una very visible sa isang function ang trigonometric functions and exponential logarithmic functions. So madali na natin siyang makaklasify. So yun yung introduction natin sa function. Next ang didiscuss natin is the evaluation of a function. Okay? So, meron tayo dito, example sa evaluation of function. We have problem. If f of x is equal to 3x squared minus 5, find a, f of 1, b, f of negative 3, c, f of a, and f of 4h minus 1. So, in evaluation of function, we can simply substitute the value of f of 1 to the equation. Okay, so we have letter A, we have the solution, we have the function f of x equal to 3x squared minus 5. So ang f of 1 natin, okay, so letter A, f of 1 is 3, substitute natin yung value ng 1 squared minus 5, diba? So we have f of 1, f of 1 is equal to 3 times 1 squared is equal to 3, diba? Minus 5. So, ang f of 1 natin is equal to negative 2. Okay? Yun na yung f of 1 natin. So, letter B. Letter B naman. So, we have the value of f of negative 3, di ba? F of negative 3. So, equals to 3, substitute ng negative 3 sa x natin, di ba? 3 squared minus 5. Okay? So, f of negative 3 is equal to negative 3 raised to 2, di ba? Positive 9 times 3 is equal to 27. So, minus 5, which is equal to positive 22. Okay? So, yun na yung f of negative 3 natin. So, we have letter C naman. So, sa letter C, we have f of A. F of A, value lang natin itong value na to dun sa may equation natin. So, 3A squared minus 5 is equal to f of A is equal to 3A squared, diba? Kasi variable siya, minus 5. So, ito na, kasi hindi natin pwede simplify ito. Ito na yung f of A natin, which is equal to 3A squared minus 5. So, we have letter D. Okay, so letter D naman tayo. Letter D. We have f of 4h minus 1. So, we have to substitute the value of f of 4h minus 1 to the equation. We have 3, diba? 4h minus 1, diba? 4h minus 1 squared minus 5. Okay? So, i-ano natin to, i-expand natin to, diba? So, we have, diba natin dito, f of 4h minus 1 is equal to 3 times 4h minus 1, diba? I-expand natin yan. We have 16h squared, diba? Minus 8h plus 1, diba? Minus 5. So, tama. Ito yan. Bakit nakuha yan? Ito siya. Okay. 4h minus 1. 4h minus 1, diba? 4h is 16h squared, diba? So, negative 4h. So, negative 4h. Negative times negative is positive 1. So, we have 16h squared minus 8h plus 1. So, yun siya. Okay. In-expand lang natin. So, ano siya? Distribute natin yung 3 sa loob ng parenthesis natin. So, we have 48h squared minus 24h plus 3, diba? Minus 5, diba? Minus 5. Okay. So, equal to 48h squared minus 24h. Positive 3 minus 5 is negative 2. So, yun na yung value ng f of 4h minus 1 natin. So, yun lang. Yun yung nakuha natin yung A, B, C, and D. So, yun lang yung gagawin natin sa evaluation of functions. So, meron tayo ngayon, example number 2 ng evaluation of functions. We have problem if h of b is equal to b minus b squared over 1 plus b squared. Find A, B, C, and D, which is h of 0, h of 1 half, h of 1, h of tangent x. So, first, we have letter A, h of 0. Okay? So, we will direct substitute the 0. 0 minus 0 squared over 1 plus 0 squared is equal to 0 over 1. Okay? So, that's the value of h of 0. So, letter B, we have h of 1 half. Okay? So, substitute yung 1 half. 1 half minus 1 half squared, diba? Over 1 plus b squared. Okay? B squared natin is 1 half. So, equal siya h of 1 half, diba? Is equal to 1 half minus 1/4 over 1 plus 1/4, diba? So, h of 1 half minus 1/4 is 1/4, di ba? So 1 plus 1/4, so di ba ang 1 is equal din sa 4/4, di ba? So 4/4, di ba? 4/4. So equal siya sa 4/4 plus 1/4 is 5/4, di ba? Pag nag-divide naman tayo ng fraction, di ba? Pag nag-divide tayo ng fraction is 1/4 divide 5/4, di ba? So ano natin siya, di ba? Ano ito? Cross multiplication, di ba? Cross, di ba? Cross. So we have 4/20, which is 1/5. So equal siya sa 1/5. Okay? So when each of 1/2, we have 1/5. So letter C naman, we have h of 1. Okay? So equal to, substitute lang natin, 1 minus 1 squared over 1 plus 1 squared. So h of 1, diba? h of 1 tayo. So 1 minus 1 squared, which is equal to 0, diba? So 1 plus 1 squared, so 2. 0/2. So yan yung sagot natin sa A, B, and C. So ngayon, we have letter D. Okay? So letter D naman tayo. Letter D, which is h of tangent x. Diba? h of tangent x equal to, substitute natin, tangent x minus tangent x squared over 1 plus tangent x squared. So ayan, yun yung equation natin. So kailangan natin ng space. Ngayon, take note nyo na to, itong value ng A, B, and C natin, 0/1, 1/5, and then 0/2. Kasi kailangan natin dito sa isolve yung letter D. Iburahin natin to. Iburahin natin. So ayan na, substitute na natin yung value ng h of tangent x sa equation natin. So paano ba natin i-solve ito? Okay? So meron tayong trigonometric identities, trigonometric functions, di ba? Ang tangent x, di ba? Ang tangent x is equal to sin x over cosine x, di ba? Sin over cosine is equal to tangent, di ba? Sin over cosine is equal to tangent, di ba? So palitan lang natin ng sin x over cosine x to tangent x natin sa equation. So we have h of tangent x is equal to which is tangent x is sin x over cosine x, di ba? Minus sin x over cosine x squared, di ba? All over 1 plus sin x over cosine x squared. So ayan, di ba? So expand ulit natin to. So we have sin x over cosine x minus squared natin. So nagiging sin squared x over cosine squared x, diba? All over, ayan, 1 plus, ganoon din, squared din natin ng sin squared x over cosine squared x. So, ayan, this is h of tangent x. Ayan. So, ngayon, ito, kaya papakita ko sa inyo kung paano i-evaluate ito. So we have the function of we have operation here, minus, di ba? Subtraction. So pag fraction, di ba, pag nagsusubtract tayo or nag-a-add, di ba, kukunin natin yung least common denominator nila. So kung makikita natin dito, cosine x and cosine squared x is meron silang common least common denominator. Okay, so ito yun, itong diba, we have sin x over cosine x, diba, minus, diba, sin squared x over cosine squared x. So ano ba yung common denominator nila, diba? Iwalay natin to, iwalay natin yan. So sin x, diba, ang common denominator nila is cosine squared x, cosine squared x. Okay, least common denominator. So cosine squared x over cosine x is cosine x times sin x. So we have sin x cosine x, diba? So next is cosine squared x, divide cosine squared x. So same lang, diba? Times sin squared x is sin squared x. So gamitin na natin yung subtraction. So equal siya sa, diba, sin x cosine x, ano tayo space, so equal siya sa, ito na, dito na natin ilagay. Okay, ito yan yung sinubtract natin, diba? Ito yan. So equal siya sa sin x cosine x, diba? Sin x cosine x minus sin squared x all over ito rin, diba? Pagka whole naman ito, diba? Whole naman ito, whole na 1 yan. So i-add natin siya dito sa function na to, diba? So ang 1 is equal din siya sa cosine squared x over cosine squared x, diba? Equal din yan sa 1, diba? So i-add natin siya plus sin squared x over cosine squared x, diba? So ayun na, common na yung ano nila, denominator, diba? So i-add na lang natin siya, yung common na yung denominator, i-add na natin ng numerator. So cosine squared x plus sin squared x, ito siya. So magiging sin squared x plus cosine squared x, diba, all over sulit. Mali. Hindi natin nalagay yung denominator nitong nasa taas, diba? So meron tayo dito na ito siya, sin x cosine x minus sin squared x over cosine squared x pa siya, diba? Ayan, all over, ayun, yung in-add natin na to, diba? 1 is equal din siya sa cosine squared x over cosine squared x. Okay, so sin squared x, diba, plus cosine squared x all over, diba, cosine squared x. Okay, and na, so ito yung ano natin na, yung all over natin. So burahin na natin to. Ayan, burahin natin. So yan na, diba? So divide na naman to. So divide, diba? Ano sinabi natin pag divide kanina? Pag sinabi natin divide, kumbaga 1/2 divide 1/4, diba? Cross multiplication tayo, diba? So same din dito, diba? Same din dito. So numerator times denominator, numerator times denominator. So kakancel out yung denominator nila. So equal siya sa sin x cosine x minus sin squared x all over ito siya, which is sin squared x plus cosine squared x, diba? And kaya pa ba natin i-simplify yung function natin? So meron pa yan, meron tayong trigonometric identities, which is ang sin squared x plus cosine squared x is equal to 1. Ito, trigonometric identities yan. So substitute natin yung value ng 1 dito. So we have sin x cosine x minus sin squared x all over 1. Okay? So, lower 1 is we have answer na sin x cosine x minus sin squared x. So, tapos na ba? So, hindi pa. Kasi kaya natin i-simplify yan. So, factor out natin yung sin, diba? Sin x is cosine x minus sin x. Okay? So, yan na yung sagot natin. Ito na yung h of tangent x. So, ayun. Yun ang evaluation of function natin. So, ang next naman natin is limit of a function.